Welcome to the Recommended Daily Value Podcast, your daily dose into the health and wellness world.
Welcome back to the Recommended Daily Value Podcast, where we dive into everything health, fitness, and nutrition related 5 days a week in 5 minutes or less. This podcast is brought to you by Umzu, and I'm your host, Tyler Woodward. If you're not already, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, because today's topic of the day is the acid-based diet. So people like to throw out foods because they're too acidic, implying that the acidity is what is inherently making these foods bad. But a lot of times they don't really understand what the acidity is really indicating. The way we measure acidity is through a scale known as the pH scale, which stands for potential of hydrogen. The pH scale ranges from 0 to 14, with 0 being the most acidic, 7 being neutral, right in the middle, and 14 being the most basic. I also think people don't understand that both ends of the spectrum are generally pretty harmful. Like on one end of the spectrum, you have battery acid, which would melt right through your skin. And on the other hand, you have some like Drano, which you also don't want to be pouring on your skin either. So back to the pH scale. The pH scale is logarithmic, meaning one number to the next is an order of magnitude different. For instance, something with a pH of 6 is 10 to the 1 or 10 times more acidic than pure water, which is a pH of 7, more or less. Soda water usually has a pH of about 5, so it's 100 times more acidic than regular water, etc. And soda and juices often have a pH of around 3, which is 10,000 times as acidic as water. Now, it sounds scary, but it's really not. A lot of people assign foods as being bad because they're overly acidic, as we discussed before. And I think that in particular this comes from an argument for oral health, but they fail to realize what causes said acidity. These people often fail to mention how acidity or basicity is a proxy for mineral concentration, with the positively charged alkaline minerals making it more basic, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, etc., and anions making it more acidic, phosphorus, chloride, fluoride, bromide, etc. For example, soda is really high in phosphorus, containing a decent amount of phosphoric acid, which is why it's relatively acidic. Stomach acid is mostly made of chloride from hydrochloric acid, hence why it's very acidic. Carbonated beverages are made more acidic through the addition of CO2, which has a lot of benefits on its own. Now, you don't want to be overly acidic or overly basic, but consuming an acidic or basic food doesn't inherently make you overly basic or acidic. What matters is the overall accumulation of minerals in your body, which your body regulates very tightly. And for oral health, what's probably more important is the production of acids from bad bacteria in your mouth, which makes your teeth more susceptible to infections or cavities or dental caries, whatever you want to call them. But this is largely from the bacteria fermenting sugars and starches from the food you eat into acids, making your mouth more acidic. This argument also fails to mention that certain things like fruits have natural antibacterial qualities from the phytonutrients within them that actually may have a protective effect for your teeth. Orange juice, for instance, gets demonized for being acidic, but the reason it's so acidic is mostly from its high concentration of ascorbic acid, aka vitamin C. Plus, it's relatively high in flavonoids like naringenin, which seem to actually benefit the microbiome. Plus, even if the acidity is inherently bad for your oral health, no matter what's in it, which I don't agree with, you can pretty much negate many of these effects of the acidity by swishing some water around your mouth after drinking something acidic, like soda or juice or something like that, or drink with a straw. And we also mentioned how carbonated benefits can have certain benefits from the increased CO2 in them, which makes it more acidic. So it's not inherently the acidity that makes something bad, is the whole point. Well, that's it for this episode. So remember not to lose the forest for the trees. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button and to share with a friend. And remember, these opinions are my own, based on my own research and experiences, and it's not medical advice. And make sure to go enter our contest that's currently still going on our social media, on our Instagram account. So until next time, guys, be good.